Funding for the Iowa Girls High School Volleyball Championships is provided by
The path to greatness starts early. The Iowa Farm Bureau believes in Iowa's youth and their pursuit of greatness. That's why we're proud to be the title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Each student's effort is important, and when one rises, we all rise to a better Iowa.
Whether you live in rural Iowa or in the big city, the Iowa Network Services family of companies and your local provider are working together to keep you connected by offering technology and business solutions like internet, data networking, and other business services. The INS family of companies keeping communities connected today and tomorrow.
Fairway, along with Mondelez Nabisco, Wells Blue Bunny, and Frito-Lay, is a proud sponsor of the 2014 Iowa Girls High School Sports Championships. We congratulate all the schools and student athletes participating in this year's Girls High School State Volleyball Championships. Fairway, proud to care for the places we work and live.
By Musco Lighting, the sports lighting specialist, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.
Mid-American Energy and their Energy Advantage programs are dedicated to increasing the awareness of energy efficiency in Iowa's homes and businesses. Information is at midamericanenergy.com. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
It's been here on Iowa Public Television, and we still have two more championship trophies to hand out today from the U.S. Cellular Center in downtown Cedar Rapids. We've witnessed some incredible volleyball, and now it's time to showcase the Class 2A matchup as we have Western Christian in their 32nd state tournament against three-time defending champion Dike-New Hartford. Sandy Stewart, Eric Braley calling the action here from the U.S. Cellular Center Arena. And this one has the makings of being an outstanding final.
You know, arguably the two best programs in the history of Iowa volleyball are Dike-New Hartford and Western Christian. It's going to be a phenomenal match. It's anyone's game tonight.
These teams know each other very well. Again, they played for a state tournament title last year and the previous several years. For Western Christian, keep an eye on number 4, Carson Winterfeld.
You know, only a sophomore, but she has come to play here at the state tournament, one of the top hitters in the tournament. She's going to be a key player for tonight's win if Western Christian wants to pull it out.
Yeah, she took her game up a couple notches ever since coming to Cedar Rapids this week. And for Dike-New Hartford, senior outside hitter Brianna Weber.
You know, what can't you say about Brianna Weber? Just a phenomenal all-around player, great outside hitter. You and I recruit, and again, she's going to look for a great night tonight to bring the championship back to Dike-New Hartford.
So the stage is set, and this has the potential for being one of the best, if not the best, matches of the day. Again, 4th year in a row, these two programs have faced off against each other for the 2A championship title. Since 2003, Sandy, Western Christian has won 3 titles. Dike-New Hartford has won 3 titles. Both head coaches have been the same for all 6 titles.
Amazing.
This one's the rubber match.
Exactly. There's the coach, Timmy Verbeek, who actually played at Western Christian in the early 90s and was in a runner-up to the Duke Waller 20-some years ago, but she's here leading her team, and a phenomenal team it is. So I'm thinking they're ready to play today.
She has done an outstanding job. And then Deanne Harms, the numbers that she's put up as the head coach, 430 victories at Dike-New Hartford, 699 at overall as a head coach.
Pretty amazing tradition they have at both schools. Phenomenal. Going to have a great match tonight.
Now here's public address announcer Rick Blackwell with our starting lineups.
In the 2014 Iowa Girls High School State Volleyball Tournament in this Class 2A championship match. Now let's meet the teams. First, the non-starters for the visitors on the scoreboard, the Western Christian Wolfpack. Number 2, JC Van Essen. Number 5, Erica Feenstra. Number 7, JC Van Scapen. Number 8, Katie Skolton. Number 9, Corey Jansen. Number 11, Emily Van Otterloo. Number 13, Ashton Verbeek. Number 14, Janae Winya. The assistant coaches are Randy Gravengood and Vanessa Jansen. And now for your starters for Western Christian. 0, Erica Bosema. Number 3, Jamie Gasink. Number 4, Carson Winterfield. Number 6, Kenzie Bosema. Number 10, Kyra Moss. Number 15, Emma Altena. The libero is number 1, Peyton Harmpson, and the head coach, Tammy Verbeek. Now let's meet the non-starters for the home team, the Dike-New Hartford Wolverines. Number 1, Josie Hill. Number 6, Taylor Hedges. Number 7, Claire Folkerts. Number 8, Brooke Morgan. Number 11, Bailey Fetkether. Number 13, Abby Klug. Number 16, Haley Durnan. Number 24, Brooke Myers. The assistant coaches are Lawrence Harms, Madonna Merchant, Suzanne Newroth, and Maria Johnson. Now let's meet the starters for your Wolverines. Number 3, Katie Nielsen. Number 4, Brianna Weber. Number 10, Rachel Coop. Number 12, Lizzie Blau. Number 14, Madison Levens. Number 21, Bailey Peterson. Your libero is number 2, Sydney Peterson. And the head coach is Diane Harms. Your officials for this Class 2A championship match are first referee, Suzanne Jansen. Second referee, Jean Statlander. Line judge, Jenny Malsum. And line judge, Mary Walling. Let's play volleyball.
Let's play some volleyball. As you can see, the team's getting set for this Class 2A championship final match. Eric Braley, Sandy Stewart. Let's take a look at the lineups for Western Christian. You can see some young players mixed in, but some upperclassmen as well in that lineup.
It's amazing. We've got sophomores, juniors, and seniors, so it's a good mix of experience and youth on the Western Christian team. And pretty much the same with Dike-New Hartford, including 2 freshman starters, but they happen to be the daughter of UNI coach and former Dike star Bobby Becker Peterson. But they've got some seniors that are going on to UNI and to playing college ball, and they've got a good mix of youth and experience, and coming in with a strong record into their try for their 4th straight state championship.
So, what are the keys for Dike-New Hartford here?
You know, I think for Dike-New Hartford, it's really is to not underestimate Western Christian. They're coming here playing extremely well. They've been 3-0. They've won both of their matches 3-0, so don't underestimate the power of Western Christian. And I think good court coverage on defense. Western Christian has a phenomenal offensive attack. They hit every part of the court, so I think strong defensive play will be a key for Dike-New Hartford.
And the keys for Western Christian?
You know, mental toughness. You know, they've been here and been the runner-up many times, so mental toughness to push through that. And again, that balanced attack is going to be a key for them.
This 2A championship match is officially underway. Both teams wearing dark colors, so it can be a little confusing for our viewers. But on the right side of your screen is Western Christian, and on the left is Dike-New Hartford.
Looks like, again, a nice attack, and the block wasn't able to turn the ball in. We've got a side out, but a point to Dike-New Hartford.
So Dike-New Hartford, 39 wins, just 3 losses this year, and Western Christian, 44 wins and just 3 losses. And we're even at 1 apiece, as expected. It's going to be a tight matchup. Right, that'll go right down to the wire.
Exactly. Both teams swept both of their previous matches in the quarters and the semis, so we'll see if one team does that or if it would make it a 5-set match.
So for Dike-New Hartford, they have 3 players that are going to play Division I volleyball next year. Weber and Coop to the University of Northern Iowa, and Brooke Morgan to the University of Wisconsin.
Amazing show that they've got that talent. And you see why. There's one of the big kills on the outside for Dike-New Hartford.
Getting the kill, making it 2-1 here in the first set. Rotation and into the lineup for the back row to serve. This is Taylor Hedges, the 5'4" defensive specialist.
You'll see a variety of serves. Looks like she's kind of a float serve.
Can't handle that one. Taking line.
Exactly. And it was a little kind of what we call a lollipop serve, a pretty easy one, and you'll see what Western Christian does with an easy serve. They're going to run that offense with a quick pass and a back set for a kill for Winterfield.
Some incredible numbers here. 74 aces on the season.
Yeah. She leads the team in aces.
Attack air sails long for the Wolverines. And
see Winterfield back there, only a sophomore, again playing her first state tournament and doing extremely well in the competition here so far. Another tough serve.
Well, it's a tough serve and it's a free ball over the net.
Right.
It's like hitting a pinata open. It's right there, right above the net.
Here we go, let's watch that again. Happy birthday to you. That's what we call an overpass. You get kind of a freebie there. So I believe that was Emma Altina, one of the seniors for Western Christian.
Altina, 6 foot, senior middle hitter. Her kill percentage, nearly
amazing.
500. And you can tell the Western Christian believes that they can get the monkey off their back. They believe the 4th time is the charm against Dike-New Hartford.
A very strong team. They're actually a 3-time state basketball champion, so they've been in these situations where championships on the line, and they've done it in volleyball and basketball. Now they're trying to do it in volleyball this year.
Working near sideline. Ball hit the antenna, the line judge says.
It's kind of a tough handle for the outside hitter there. Set was a little bit low. She tried to power it through and rolled up into the antenna. But that was a good try by Kenzie Busema there on the outside. One of the seniors for Western Christian. They have 3 seniors. They're all going to play college at Dordt College.
So pretty impressive that you have 3 players on both teams that are going to be playing college volleyball next year.
Continuing our career. You know, it gets in your blood. It's kind of hard to quit right out of high school. So we're going to keep that career going.
We saw the head coach, Diane Harms, looking on. Her team's trailing 6-3 here in the first set. Beautiful dig in the back row as Brooke Morgan can't get it down. And they're setting to the outside. Both teams,
really,
Sandy, really good balance.
Heads up play on the net there. Good net play. Good body control, staying out of the net. But on that joust, it was Dike-New Hartford with the win.
That's Rachel Coop. She's going to be a UNI Panther next year, and we call it a joust because both members from either side of the net are using all their energy, and she won that one.
Yep.
Attack goes long, and a mini run here by Dike-New Hartford as Coop goes back to serve.
Yeah, she's really the key, too. She's been a great setter for them. She leads one of the top setters in the state and a tough server as well.
Strong attack, tools it out of bounds off the block.
Exactly.
The Wolverines were in the right spot, but couldn't get the push over the net.
Couldn't get those hands turned in, exactly. That's the key thing on the outside block. You've got to get those hands angled back in the court. Otherwise, you see what happened there. And it's the smart hitter will use those hands and tool it off the outside for a side out. Good court coverage there on an overpass.
Good idea, but sails long, trying to cut it. That's Brianna Weber.
Yep, tried to kill it, but a little too wide on her aggressive attempt there.
Again, Sandy Stewart. Joining me, Eric Braley, and you were a head volleyball coach at the University of Iowa from 82 to 88. What were you looking for when recruiting high school student athletes? We're watching 6 of them that are going to play college volleyball.
Exactly.
What were you looking for?
You look at overall athletic ability, people who have jumping ability, strong kids, but also the mental aspect, just strong mentally and also good people. You've got to be able to play with these people for 4 years. So you want to make sure you've got good kids, and both of these schools looks like they've got them as well. So.
They certainly do. Well, the Wolfpack flexing their muscles. That's the first kill, and it's a big one. That's Kara Moss.
Beautiful, beautiful hit on the right side. And only a junior. She's their second leading hitter, 224 kills this year.
And a 376 attack percentage.
That was a beautiful fake out by the setter for Dike-New Hartford. She looked like she was going to set it. She let the ball go, and it kind of took Western Christian by surprise and dropped in there for a point.
The element of surprise is big in the sport of volleyball, and when a setter can keep you guessing where you're setting it or potentially calling your own number.
See a nice back row attempt try, but a little bit into the net there.
Well, we called that Harlan match, and Shaban had a lot of success with the back row attack. That's rare, though.
Yeah, exactly. You have to have a unique player, someone who can take off from behind that 10-meter line, get a little extension, and be able to attack from the back row is unusual. But you're getting more and more players with that ability in the state of Iowa. Just phenomenal volleyball here.
Flying high, the Wolverines on a run, all knotted up at 9 apiece, and back to serve.
And there's that Brianna Weber really hitting a phenomenal cut angle there and brought it inside the block for a point.
Levens, the sophomore. She had a couple aces in the semifinal victory yesterday.
You'll see, I think, a lot of rallies because both these teams play some really good defense.
The Wolfpack get the point. And they're the first to double digits here in the first set.
I think a little aggressive blocking there. They kind of got their hands in the net, did Dike-New Hartford.
So for Class 2A, these two teams have faced off against each other the last 3 years.
Pretty amazing.
They know each other very well, but it has been Dike-New Hartford who has claimed that championship title all 3 years. And talking with the head coach, Tammy Verbeek, she said that her team wanted to play Dike. They hoped Dike would get back here.
You kind of get that monkey off your back. You've been here for so many years, and they've had your number for so many years. But again, both teams having freshmen through seniors, and every year they keep they don't really rebuild. They just reload. They've got some amazing talent all the way through their classes at both Dike-New Hartford and Western Christian.
Well, how big is that for Western Christian? They graduated 6 seniors last year.
Yeah, and they're back here.
6 seniors, and they're playing for a title yet again.
It speaks to the life tradition of volleyball in Western Christian, which is in Hull, Iowa, I'll mention. They had a little bit of a drive to get here. So almost 5-hour drive from Hull and Iowa. A little bit of an offset there.
And my guess is there aren't too many people that are in Hull, Iowa right now. They're here at the U.S. Cellular Center Arena trying to cheer on Western Christian. A good one brewing here in the first set. Here's that slow motion instant replay.
Triple block and a good reaction there on the outside from the blocker.
A 3-point lead. Let's listen in as Dike-New Hartford gets some instruction here.
That sort of stuff, go after it, okay? Release down here on that 31. Release to go get that, all right? Keep talking, all right? Here we go.
Diane Harms talking with her team. They've rallied to get on top by 3, and both teams have worked hard to get to this spot, playing center court.
She was talking about a 31, which is basically a 1-foot set to the 3 position on the net. It's a quick set, a little bit about 3 to 4 feet away from the setter, and it's tough to defend, and she was reminding her folks to get the block out there so they can get to that attack.
So Western Christian uses their first of 2 timeouts here in the first set. Wow, right down the line. More self-defense to get out of the way from that powerful kill.
They go from Brianna Weber in the front row, and now they've got Lizzie Blau up there, and she used put the hammer to that one and put it down. Another great play there by one of their seniors.
A 5-0 run for the Wolverines from Dike-New Hartford, but it's quickly ended. Nice job by Emma Altena.
She's been having a great tournament.
She really has.
6-foot middle hitter. And there's that 31 that Coach Harms was just talking about. That's a tough one to stop when she's a little bit farther away from the setter, and that blocker has to drift out there to try and block it.
Dike tried the give and go, but it was blocked with some force there, and Altena she's starting to warm up a bit here.
Exactly, so she leads the team in killing efficiency and one of their top blockers as well.
She has 3 kills tonight to lead Western Christian. And the point goes to the Wolverines. Here's that last block, though.
Beautiful.
I mean, straight down.
You can kind of see how when they jump, they turn their shoulders back into the court. So when the ball hits their hand, it's going to go back into the court and not out of bounds. Beautiful technique by Emma Altena.
Taylor Hedges, defensive specialist. Nice serve. That's going to be good. She dials in an ace there.
Now, one of their key things with Dike-New Hartford, they are an aggressive serving team. That's going to be critical for them tonight to keep Western Christian out of their offense.
16-12. Let's see if she can get another tough serve. Serves to the same zone.
She's trying to engage. Oh, boy. There's a hammer again. Ooh, hammer hits.
Get out of the way.
Altina, you know, and that really speaks to her versatility because they served to her. She had to pass the ball with an overhead pass and then get ready to do her approach and hit. That's really amazing.
Clearing out some room there in that front row. Beautiful job by the setter, Coop. And Dike gets the side out they were looking for.
And it just powers right through that block on the right side. I think both teams trying to find any weakness in the blocking. They're going outside, middle, and right side, and kind of utilizing all sides of the court right now.
Well, you need a microscope to find a weakness with either of these two teams. They have been two of the best in the state for a long time. Attack air out of bounds, and Wolverine, hey, they're inching closer and closer to that 25-point mark, Sandy.
It's getting there, and I think that was just a little bit of a off timing with the setter there. The hitter swung a little too hard and pushed it to outside the outside line there.
Great hustle, getting down and dirty, and then the overpass.
Crowd wanted a double hit, but you know, it came out clean. It didn't look good, but it was legal.
On the slide, you can tell they're trying to get number 8 Brooke Morgan involved. She hasn't played since mid-September due to a stress fracture in her foot. She's one of the best players in the entire state of Iowa. She's going to play volleyball at the University of Wisconsin, but when you have a stress fracture in your foot,
it's pretty tough.
So it's going to limit you.
She's going to the Big Ten, and it's quite the volleyball conference, one of the top conferences in the country, with several other teams in the top 10 in the nation. So good recognition that Dike-New Hartford sending kids to that kind of a program. And I'm sure she's glad to be back after having to sit out with an injury.
Watching her teammates carry the load and get her to the state tournament. She did play the last 2 matches leading up to this, but not at 100%.
So it's, she's a big presence out there in that middle block position. She's got a threat in the middle on the right side, and definitely a good advantage just to have her on the floor as part of their team.
6'5". Even if
6'5".
Brooke Morgan isn't 100%, as we see her there.
And there she goes.
Even if she's at 80%, she's still pretty darn good.
Exactly. You know, and put that on a great back set there.
How tough is that as a setter? I mean, it's a blind, it's like a no-look pass.
Yeah, it's like you kind of have to get a feel for where that's going, and that's Rachel Coop there.
Beautiful serve. Another service ace for Dike-New Hartford. They have a 5-point lead, and they're just 5 points away from claiming set number 1.
I think this is their second time out to kind of get things organized over there with Western Christian.
Let's listen in as Diane Harms, in her 21st year of coaching, talks to her team.
You got to beat her out, set, sort of stuff, okay? Nice job there defensively. You've got the second ball, right? Everybody knows that. We're aware of that. You're rotating, facing that middle, wherever she's going, all right? Get a good block, okay? Here we go. Keep it up now. Let's go. Identify.
Some pretty basic, you know, keep doing what you're doing, and you know, that setter's always got that second ball, and that's why their offense runs so well. They know they get that ball up, and Coop's going to get there to get that ball out to their hitters. So, and then just defensive adjustment as that middle blocker goes. They've got to just follow that and get in position behind the block to dig those middle hits.
So down by 5. They need to get a side out here. Western Christian. There's a good pass. There's the set. But Dike-New Hartford, they're scrappy on defense there. They're not going to let that ball hit the court easily.
Beautiful. Great angle from the camera to see kind of what it looks like from above there.
Well, and a tip of the hat to the entire Iowa Public Television production crew. They put in a lot of hours to bring you this championship broadcast in full high definition. We got cameras all over the U.S. Cellular Center.
Beautiful venue, and again, a great production by Iowa Public TV, showcasing the Iowa girl in the volleyball tournament. Oh, another joust, the net violation.
This time winning the joust is Western Christian.
Well, they've come back here a couple points on that timeout. It seemed to have sparked them back into a few points here.
A 2-0 run, and then
I jinxed him.
the announcer's jinx. Sandy Stewart. Here's the previous score before.
See that? Oh yeah, a little bit of a joust. And Western Christian be able to get up there. It's a tougher angle for the setter with the ball coming from her side of the court to get up there and defend that.
You know, I think I could watch the entire match from that camera
Isn't that
angle
great?
right above,
I know.
right
see
above
that,
the net.
that fun net play up there and see the hands get up there. Oh.
Good idea. Poor execution as Rachel Koop tried to keep them guessing with.
A little too far away from the net, ball a little bit too low to try and pull it off. You're better off when the ball's a little bit higher and you're actually faking a set and just dumping that off. But beautiful outside set there.
It's tough to do, to go that far of a distance, and it was right on the money and tooling it out of bounds for a point. Brianna Weber.
Again, that was a beautiful quick set outside. It's tough for that blocker to get set. You'll see here it's a nice quick set, and only one blocker get there, and she wasn't able to get in very good position to get that block.
Play to 25, win by 2. We're in the first set of the Class 2A championship match. Western Christian pushes it through the block.
And that's that Carson Winterfield. She's had a great match hitting on the outside. Only a sophomore, but she's one of their top hitters for Western Christian. She'll be back again here the next 2 years.
She's
Beautiful
looking
pass.
strong. To the outside we go again. This time it's dug up by the libero.
Wow.
And Harmson, the libero, keeps it alive.
And there's that Winterfield again. She has had, again, phenomenal attack on the outside there. And libero for Dike-New Hartford, unable to get over to that point. Also a good effort.
It sails just an eyelash out of bounds. The libero for Dike-New Hartford Peterson, guarding that back service line, wisely let it go. And now the side out. Here's Weber with the serve.
Great serve.
Service ace.
Great serve, and she leads the team in service aces. Averages about almost one a match. 69 service aces coming into the tournament.
So we're at set point here in the first. Quick set middle, triple block, but it falls on New Hartford's side, Dike-New Hartford's side. And the Wolfpack stay alive.
Nothing fancy there, but if you got Altima in the front row, you know you have to get a point, you're going to go to her because she just powers right through the block with her heavy hit.
She has 6 kills already here. Block, out of bounds,
nice
point, Dike-New Hartford. They claim set number 1. Final score 25-21. But we're just getting started, as this one has all the potential in the world to go 4 or 5. We'll be back in a few moments with more from the High School Volleyball Championships right here on Iowa Public Television.
Nearly 250,000 children were taken by train from urban orphanages and moved to distant, unfamiliar homes. This migration later became known as the Orphan Train Movement.
Coming next month to Iowa Public Television.
I have a secret. A bad secret. We have to be on our guard. There are no excuses.
Tell me.
I don't know.
You know something.
Coming in January to Iowa Public Television.
One of the things I love most about my job is that I get to lead an amazing group of people. We've seen so many changes in the past 45 years, but our passion for serving Iowans is as strong as ever. And I think that passion comes from the belief that every Iowan should have access to quality content, whenever and wherever they want it. Providing those services that educate, inform, enrich, and inspire is something we feel really good about. We genuinely love what we do at Iowa Public Television.
Dike-New Hartford wins the first set 25-21 after the semifinal victory yesterday. We caught up with Lizzie Blau.
It still hasn't hit me yet that I'm a senior, but this year has been great. Just everyone working together, and I love playing with all the girls on this team. I think just our team chemistry is really strong, and just this year, just working hard in practice and staying together.
There is a look at number 12, Lizzie Blau. She's had a great senior year, and honestly, this senior class is probably one of the most accomplished in Iowa high school volleyball history when you look at potentially 4 state championship titles in 4 years.
You know, when you think about these players, you know, they were talking about a lot of their mothers played here 20 years ago, so that tradition is carried on for many decades, and definitely Dike-New Hartford and Western Christian, 2 of the premier high school programs here in the state of Iowa and in the nation.
Well, yeah, you look at what Western Christian has done. 13 times they have claimed a state championship. The past 3 years, runner-up honors.
Yeah, I've been here 32 times. You know, probably one of the most visits of any team to the state tournament, with Dike at 25 and Western Christian their 32nd state appearance. So just phenomenal programs.
32 trips to the state championships for volleyball, 14 straight. But they got some work to do.
There's Altima with a big kill. They got to get more of that to take this second set and even up the match.
7 kills.
Nice deep serve there.
Altena leading the way for all players with 7.
It's almost like punch and counter punch. It's like both teams are really very evenly matched, and really whoever makes the plays, I think tonight's going to be the victorious.
Well, right now Dike-New Hartford made the plays in set 1. But as we saw when we were announcing that Harlan match, they dropped the first set, but was able to win sets 2, 3, and 4 to win the 4A title.
You know, it's such a game of momentum, and it could turn on a dime. One exciting play, and you've got that momentum back. But right now, it looks like another neck-and-neck set here in the 2A finals.
Service air, so a good portion of the points for Dike-New Hartford have come from serving, whether it's service aces or a couple of service airs.
And you'll see that with a strong team. You really want to take your opponent out of their offense with tough serving and get some points too on service aces. So Dike did that definitely in that first set. There's a good block or good tip coverage there by Dike-New Hartford.
Got the hands on the ball there, and a strong play.
Beautiful.
Knowing what to do with it as she calls her own number. That's number 10, Rachel Koop, the setter.
You'll see her she's really an offensive threat as well as a setter up there in that front row. With 119 kills, that's actually 3rd on the team. So an offensive threat both as a setter and a attacker.
She was first team All-State last year, along with teammates Brianna Weber and Brooke Morgan. And Dike-New Hartford now leads 5-2. As going back to serve, this is Taylor Hedges.
And again, I think I mentioned the mental toughness for Western Christians. That you know, you've made a few errors, you've got to come back now and get that next point and not let it go and get into a roll like it is here. So we'll be looking at 4 straight points. Dike-New Hartford on some hitting errors and poor defensive coverage on the Western Christian side of the court.
Look at that placement.
Beautiful.
Doesn't get any better than that.
You know, that's really a smart setter when you can put it in that deep corner. Defense tends to get a little, they tend to cheat up, and it's a great spot to put the ball deep in those corners.
Well, they needed that answer.
Definitely.
As it was starting to get away from them just a little bit, and of course, stepping up and making the play. That's the first kill for Feenstra.
Another sophomore.
And another service air, and you can see the frustration from Altena.
You know, and I was talking to the players before the game. They've been waiting all day. You know, they've had the 5-4 and the 3A matches, and here it is 5 o'clock, and they've been chomping at the bit to get out here, and now it's here, and you know, trying to get their energy up.
Sydney Peterson, the freshman. Again, several freshmen playing huge roles in this Class 2A championship match. They go right at Peterson. It was touched and going to be a point for the Wolfpack.
Beautiful right side hit by Feenstra, and again, Coach Harm's doing a good job of subbing better, you know, maybe a stronger defensive player out for your taller offensive player in the front, and kind of using their players to their strengths. Well, except that time, I jinxed them again. They missed it.
Well, with the score at 8-4, and with how much volleyball we've seen here the last couple days, Just talk about the evolution of volleyball. Again, you're the University of Iowa head volleyball coach from 82 to 88. They're running plays now with offense and schemes that are completely different than what was being run in the early 80s.
Color commentator Barb Willis Randall, who played for me at Iowa, and you know what we're seeing now is what we saw at the college level, 15, even 10 years ago, with the change in the serving. Net serves are good. You can serve anywhere across the end line. A lot more backcourt attacks, a lot more fast offenses. It's amazing play that you see here in the state of Iowa.
We got a great rally, and to see it ended with that, the lift call, but some amazing defensive plays on both sides of the net.
Yeah, a little miscommunication there. Both players going for it. Again, you want to let that setter take that second ball, and I think just she was there and wanted to take it, but that's when you run into each other and have a problem. So kind of the unwritten rule is the setter owns the second ball unless they tell you to take it.
In the net, called against Western Christian.
Struggling here a little bit.
And Dike-New Hartford leads 10-5. Remember, they won that first set 25-21. There's the call.
See that setter getting out. There must have been a net violation on that side of the net.
On the slide.
Western Christian having a hard time getting their composure and getting their offense going here. I think we're going to see a timeout.
Western Christian, Tammy Verbeek, her 19th year of coaching high school volleyball, 766 wins. Let's listen in and see what she's telling her ladies.
We need to stay aggressive and talk to each other, but we got to get a handle on our own errors. Okay, make them make a mistake. We're great defensively. We're not allowing us to defend because we're giving them too many errors. Okay, clean it up a little bit. Take care of the ball. There's a lot of game left here, people. A lot of game. Take care of the ball. We'll be fine. Okay, let's go. Okay. Pass.
Again, just kind of when you make mistakes, you don't let your other team, the other team, a chance to make a mistake. Just play clean volleyball. Clean up your fundamentals. Get out there and just, have a little more fun and play a little bit more loose. So I think that was one of the things that they just need to do. They looked a lot better in the other two matches coming in. They're just a little tight right now. I think the pressure of trying to knock off Dike-New Hartford for the fourth time is a little challenging for them.
Well, you don't want to give too many opportunities to an opponent that is as good as Dike-New Hartford, because they'll make you pay.
They'll take it. And there's that Carson Winterfeld again, playing a really strong tournament. Another kill there on the outside, again, a sophomore.
Chance to serve. Here's Harmson.
Haven't talked much about the libero, but each team has a defensive specialist, and they can come in and go as they want. You'll see them with a different color uniform on the court. So they're a free substitution. They can serve in the rotation that they come in for once every rotation. And they're really the defensive player that can go and dig a lot of those balls up. So you'll see a libero in a different uniform on both sides of the court.
And when we're talking about the evolution of the game of volleyball, that's been something in the last decade, that libero position. And it's interesting because you look at, there's all different types of volleyball, the international rules, the collegiate rules, the high school rules. Heck, you can even throw sand volleyball rules in there.
Exactly.
It's a fun sport, and depending on where you're playing and at what level, the rules change a little bit.
Well, it used to be just a tall person's game. But, there's a place for a great defensive places, service ace. So it kind of gives that smaller player who loves the game a chance to go in and do what they do best, which is dig balls.
Well,
cover that court.
Madison Leven's just listed at 5'7". She's not the tallest player, and she's dialing up some back-to-back service aces. And last night in the semifinals, she went 13 of 13 serving with 2 service aces there as well.
Tough serving. In big matches, it's serving and passing. We can talk about all the different kinds of keys that are there, but if you don't serve and pass, you're going to be in trouble.
7-2 run for Dike-New Hartford gets ended with a strong kill on the outside.
And that's Winterfeld. I keep calling her name, but she's doing the job on the outside there. Trying to keep Western Christian to get back into this set.
Good pass.
Beautiful pass.
Blocked, but blocked out of bounds, tooled out of bounds. Point Dike-New Hartford.
At least the block was there. They're not quite getting it angled in, but pretty close one there for Western Christian.
This is your Class 2A championship match. Dike-New Hartford won the first set 25-21. Oh, mercy. She's dropping the hammer.
Their other big hitter, Emma Altina, star basketball and volleyball player, and bringing the heat there in the middle for Western Christian. Boom, and that's a beautiful cutback shot. She saw the block there and just took it the other direction.
Service ace.
You know, there it is, serving. Serving aces, serving tough. You know, that's a critical component for both teams here. So you got to pass and serve. Really nice jump serve.
Back-to-back aces. So we've seen back-to-back aces by both teams in the last several minutes.
And she's doing it in the front court and the back court. This number 4 with Carson Winterfeld. Big kills on the outside, and now a phenomenal job serving.
There's the pass they were looking for, Dike-New Hartford. But the attack in the back row.
That was an attempt, a back row attack. Again, let the ball drop a little too far. You've got to really reach it, get it at the highest part of the swing, and she just let that ball drop too far and consequently went into the net.
Well, Winterfeld has been one of the MVPs for Western Christian.
Beautiful
serve. She dials up another.
Beautiful serve. You'll see a lot more players now taking passes with overhand, and that's also an evolution of the game.
You feel that momentum changing?
Look at that.
From one bench to another. A sign of life is Western Christian. They were down. But now a 5-0 run and a timeout called by Dike-New Hartford. It's the first timeout they've taken. And let's listen in on their huddle with Diane Harms.
Right now, let's go.
Short. Yeah, I think she just wanted to
break the momentum a little bit. Let's start playing our game again. But you kind of give it to Western Christian for some aggressive outside hitting, great serving. Just pulled them a little bit closer in this set here.
Again, 3-time defending state champion Dike-New Hartford, 39-3 record. Returned 4 starters from last year's team, including first-team All-Staters Brianna Weber, Rachel Koop, and Brooke Morgan. And Western Christian Wolfpack, 44-3, and they have another ace.
And that Carson Winterfeld, for a sophomore, she's showing such poise. That's probably one of the most difficult sporting moves to make is a jump serve. And I don't want to jinx her, she's doing fantastic. She came in with 74 aces, leading this team with service aces, and I can see why. Phenomenal serve.
Dike-New Hartford needs a side out bad.
And that block was out.
Get it. The block was there, but it sails out of bounds on the near side, and the run continues behind some strong serving by Carson Winterfeld.
Didn't catch who the hitter was up there in the middle, but did a nice job hitting it off the hands. Another tough serve. I think that was Altina up there again. Look at that, close that block, fantastic.
8-0 run.
Now this was a way you close a block as a middle blocker. She got outside so fast, got her hands up there, was able to turn her arms back into the court and deflect that ball back in for a block and a point. It looked like a solo block, beautiful.
And ice running through the veins of Winterfeld, the sophomore, who's almost single-handedly brought her Western Christian Wolfpack to make this a 1 point. Oh my!
Beautiful, great run. And that's number 5, Erica Feenstra, sophomore. We got some sophomores carrying the load here for Western Christian.
There's some life into the Wolfpack. They graduated 6 seniors off last year's state runner-up team. And these sophomores...
Beautiful serve, my goodness. You can't hardly defend that. Sorry to interrupt, I was so impressed. That is amazing. Wow.
The second and final timeout called by Dike-New Hartford and putting on a clinic 10-0 run. Look where this ball hits.
Unbelievable. And a little hesitation on Dike-New Hartford. They're kind of just standing back hoping like, you got it, you got it.
Let's listen into the Western Christian huddle right now.
Make him pass the ball, okay? Yep, and stay in base and get a read on that setter, okay? And she's gonna go, let's go, okay? Yep. Hey, stay aggressive, do what we do. Okay, we're in a war, we never give up, teammates. You got each other's back, right? Okay?
They're in a war.
1, 2, 3.
So she's making a really good point. When you're a defensive player, you have a base starting point. And you don't move until you know where that ball's going. And so start in that base position, react to where the set goes, and then get to your defensive position. So really good coach tips. We'll see if they can continue to do that and keep on this roll here.
Dike-New Hartford trying to stop the bleeding.
Oh, they're calling an overlap. That's an unusual call, but good call by the ref. I think, again, just a lack of concentration on the part of Dike-New Hartford. When you're in your receding position, you've got to start in that position until the ball's contacted, and they left early. So it was an out-of-rotation call.
The down official.
And just a mental error.
18-16. It looked like Dike-New Hartford was cruising to the 2-0 advantage. And finally,
a little bit of a break there, but
an attack air, and the run ends, but not before the Wolfpack have stormed to take the lead at 18-17.
It was a great run, and just a hitting error, but an aggressive error by Altina, and we've got a 1-point set, 1-point game.
Down the line and just out of bounds. No tip called.
Yep, asking for a touch, but I think that was too high. The blocker didn't quite get that high to get it.
So 18-18. Heading on down the home stretch here in the second set. The Wolfpack from Western Christian looking to even out the series at 1 apiece. Dike-New Hartford, 3-time defending champs, looking to move ahead 2-0.
Again, they're using that block on the outside. Western Christian's been pretty good about getting those hands turned in, but not that time. I believe that was outside hitter for that left side over there is Peterson, the freshman.
Bailey Peterson, one of 2 twins. Again, the twin daughters of UNI head coach Bobby Peterson. She's watching right now, but she has to head back to Cedar Falls as the UNI Panthers have a big Missouri Valley Conference match. She said, I'm going to watch as long as I can, but then I got to get in the car and head back to coach the Panthers.
The life of a coach. You got a family you want to watch, and you got to go coach your own team. So hopefully she can catch it on Iowa Public TV streaming live and watch it on her phone or watch it when she gets home. So
that service there by Altina. That one hurts a little bit as Dike-New Hartford now goes up 20-19. There's one of the Peterson twins. That's Sydney. Both are freshmen.
She's the libero, the defensive specialist.
Whistle in the net, called against Dike-New Hartford, tied at 20.
A little over-aggressive there with the arms on the block. But we've got Brooke Morgan, the 6'5" Wisconsin recruit in the front row for Dike-New Hartford. Let's see if they go to her and use her to try and put away this set. And there she goes.
Back set to Morgan.
Called her number.
Western Christian wanted.
They wanted a legal hit, but it was, I'm glad to see the official let him play. You know, if it's close, let him play.
Over the block, out of bounds, and the point to Dike-New Hartford.
And that's what Morgan does up there. I mean, 6'5" blocker. You're a little fearful of where to hit that ball, and they just swung a little too wide and didn't miss that cut angle on that attack.
Well, with her wingspan and length, there's not a lot of room to hit the ball. Service error, it goes long.
Tell you, this is, set 2 is always that telling. It's kind of, you're either going to be up 2 or you're going to be even and playing a 2 out of 3.
This is why we think this one has potential to go 5. Oh, that's one of the sins in the sport of volleyball. You don't get another service error, especially after one was just handed back to you.
Little nerves, trying to be too aggressive, and
there's never a good time to have a service error, but there's some certain rules. Set to the outside.
Beautiful set.
And it's down for a point. There's a lot of action above the nylon there, and then pushes it to the near corner for the point.
Exactly.
Here's the replay.
I think Western Christian was asking for a ball handling call on that, and it was, it was close. Those are tough ones to call. They happen so quick, but the official's view, if the ball doesn't stay in your hand and you're not actually changing direction or carrying it, it really is a legal play.
Let's listen in to Dike-New Hartford's huddle.
And so come here. So Rachel, you gotta be ready for the tip in the short middle. You gotta be ready. She set dumps to that corner. My middle back, or you're my middle back. So you've gotta have that corner. You gotta stay deep because she'll go deep too, okay? So stay deep, take those angles away, okay? So if it's a good pass, she's glide, okay? Take care of it. Up early block, seal it, press in, all right? Here we go.
Just some basic tips about getting that block ready over the net, not swinging, but just pushing over the net. You know, it's a big difference between swinging. When you swing at an attack as a blocker, you're most likely going to get a net violation. But when you go up and feel like you're just pushing over the net with solid hands, you know, that's the best technique, and you rarely will have a net violation when you do that way. So just a good tip for their blockers. Again, overhead pass, a lot of times they'll take.
Neither coach has a timeout remaining in their back pocket,
yeah.
so.
And again, just what Coach Hine was saying, they just did. You know, watch those deep corners, and they got burned on that deep corner attack. Nice job by Western Christian.
Good pass, the back set, and there's a big kill.
6-5.
The approach wasn't there, but she made the most out of it.
Again, she's not 100%, still coming off an injury, but she's out there helping her team, and she'll take a seat and have that back player go in the back row for defense.
4 kills
That is set point
for Morgan. And Western Christian worked so hard to get back into this, and now backs against the wall, set point. There's a point, though. The door remains open for Western Christian to come back and take the second set. Still set point.
Oh, boy. Nice try. 4 hits.
And Dike-New Hartford, some way, somehow, held on to win the second set. Final score, 25-23. Well, we'll take a quick break and bring you highlights from last weekend's 2014 High School Girls Swimming and Diving Championships. Here again is Paul Yeager.
Let's get back into the pool at the Marshalltown YMCA for the 2014 Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Swimming Championships. To the 200 individual medley now. Here are your lane assignments. A young field, only 3 upperclassmen. You can see they are in the bottom 3 lanes. Watch the middle of the pool. Kelsey Drake is in lane 4. Sydney Angel of Pleasant Valley from the Quad Cities is in lane 3. The first stroke is the butterfly. You can see very even there at the turn is Angel Drake, and in lane 5 is Lexi Horner of Johnston. Moving ahead now to the backstroke, and it is just a 2-swimmer race. We're heading now into the third leg. It's time for the breaststroke. Get a really good look at that turn here. Good push off by Drake, and she's back with Angel. Very even. Every time Drake would make a move, Angel would counter and close the gap. And we'll finish with the freestyle leg, and both ladies go to the front crawl for the final. Drake would win gold in the 100 fly as well. Angel, the senior, would take home gold in the 200 freestyle relay and the 100 breaststroke this day. Drake on top in lane 4. Angel in lane 3. They match each other stroke for stroke, and down the stretch, who has the bigger kick? It's Drake. Drake wins by 0.04 of a second.
The IM was fun. I was a little sick afterwards, and it was hard to recover from and get ready for my 100 fly. Definitely had to do a lot of cool down for that one, but I got back up there and I swam as fast as I could.
Here's how they finish in the 100-yard butterfly. Kelsey Drake is first with a time of 54.79. Samantha Hedrick of Newton was second, and Crystal Florman of Mason City takes third. Here's how they finish in the 200 individual medley. Kelsey Drake is first. Sydney Angel from Pleasant Valley is second, and her teammate, Nicole Oppel, is third.
John Sandbothy from the Iowa Farm Bureau joining me. And why such a strong relationship with the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, John?
The Iowa Farm Bureau became the title sponsor 9 years ago because we feel that the future of Iowa is in the hands of our youth. And this partnership allows us to give towards different programs, activities, scholarships, and also come with the same values that share with farmers, like hard work, dedication, and the self-respect and everything like that. So it's a great partnership.
We're definitely seeing hard work out here all day today.
Yes.
What do you love about this tournament here and being a big part of it?
Well, I've got 3 girls myself, and I got one of them and then her friend with me. So just seeing the next generation come up, seeing how hard these girls are working, kind of the same values, just like I said, with farmers. You kind of get out there, they really dig deep, work hard, long hours, put in the extra effort, make things very special, and a good example for the next generation that's coming up too.
Thank you so much for your support with the Iowa Farm Bureau of the Iowa High School Girls Championship. We got to get back to the action.
No, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. And as you can see, the third set is underway. Western Christian gets the first point, and they need this third set. If they lose the third set, that means Dike-New Hartford would claim the Class 2A championship. So 1-1 is our score. And here's a chance to serve for Dike-New Hartford. And it's the Wolfpack with the kill. Sandy Stewart, former volleyball coach at the University of Iowa, joining me, Eric Braley, as it's been a fun-filled day of high school volleyball championships here on Iowa Public Television. We got things kicked off with the 5A this morning at 10 a.m. And now we're at the 2A championship matchup. Only one more match remains, and that's the 1A.
Hey, some great hustle on both sides of the floor. Phenomenal defense.
In the net, called against Dike-New Hartford.
Actually, I think that was Eltina that was in the net over there for Western Christian. It was confusing because we got the same color uniforms on both sides of the court. So we hope we can get it figured out here. But another close set here. Who would have guessed otherwise? 2-2 to start the third one.
Just a hair out of bounds. Good idea.
Just a little late on that attack there.
Again, head coach Tammy Verbeek with Western Christian collected her 700th win at Western Christian during the regular season. 19 years of coaching, 16 of them at Western Christian.
Yeah. You know, it's amazing. I've been out of coaching 20-some years, but still follow the game, love the game. And 20 years ago, it was Dike-New Hartford. So, you know, it's just as things change, they stay the same. And you see Tammy Verbeek, she was a All-State player for the Western Christian Wolfpack back in the early 90s, lost in the finals to the Duke Wahlert. So, you know, she's had her share on the losing side of a couple state tournaments. So hopefully, but she's also been a winner here as a state championship qualifier many years. Been here 32 years from the Western Christian School.
A total of 13-time state champion, Western Christian. And oh, by the way, their basketball team won the Class 2A championship, I believe, the last 3 years.
There's a ball handling error over there that's on the Western Christian side of the net there. But see, they were saying before the game, one of the fun things they did this year, they always usually take vans down. They all came down in one big school bus.
Oh, fun.
5-hour ride. And there's a nice happy birthday there, overpass for Morgan. She liked that. Those are fun to hit. Of course, I'm not very tall. I could never get those, but I can only hope. Yeah, beautiful hit. But they took a bus down and had a good time. They've been here since Tuesday, enjoying their time here at the state tournament, watching some of the other matches. It's really a nice reward for these girls to come here after a long season.
Well, the Wolverines get another point. They won the first set 25-21. They dug deep and won the second set 25-23.
All close sets. And we talked about, you know, the mental toughness on both times, but especially Western Christian. You know, you feel like Dike-New Hartford's got your number. Been here 4 years. You've lost 3 years of the last 4, and trying to get over that hump this year and take a state title home back up to way in northwest Iowa to Hull, Iowa.
Into the net, service air. 4 or 5 times we've seen serving it into the net for Western Christian, and I'm sure they'll go back and look at the tape and reevaluate what were some things that went well, what were some things that could be improved on, and I think that's one area serving carried them in that second set with several service aces, but
just kind of unforced errors really come back to haunt you in a match like this.
Again,
boy, it seems like all of a sudden they're out to a 9-4 lead. How'd that happen? You know, it's just such a quick game. Quick points, and you just can't afford to lose a point just to a mental error. Boom, beautiful hit, but great defense.
Dike-New Hartford there on the left of your TV screen, and Western Christian on the right side.
We see a nice backcourt. I think when they start to mix up the offense and let that left blocker try and left side hitter do some blocking for Dike-New Hartford, a good kill there for Erica Feenstra, one of the sophomores on the team.
Well, one of the things that both these programs have in common this year, a net violation and point for Dike-New Hartford there as they hit double digits and go up 10-5, is the fact that the balance offensively, with 3 players from Dike-New Hartford and 3 players for Western Christian going on to play college volleyball, the defenses really can't key on just one single individual.
You've got some great offensive players on both sides of the court. It's really a total team effort. It may just come down to fundamentals. Who's going to serve better? Who's going to pass better? You know, who's going to make the plays in the key moments? And
well, how important is passing in the game of volleyball?
You know, this is it right here. And so when the setter's got to run to make a play, that you just can't run an offense. And that's what happens. You hit the ball out of bounds. So you know that you just got to pass the ball.
So the easier, the better, the better the passes to the setter, the easier her job is, and the more options the setter has.
I think a setter runs probably 4 or 5 miles in a match because they're running down that second ball. And when you got a pass that looks like that, and then you get a beautiful outside set, the hitter out there could do something with it, which she did. So that was Weber. UNI recruit.
One UNI recruit to another UNI recruit. Coop, the setter, to the outside hitter, Brianna Weber. Down for the point. 10 kills now for number 4, Weber. And for Western Christian, 10 kills for Emma Altena.
That got her excited. Kara Moss, nice backslide there.
3 kills for her on the...
It's one of their juniors, beautiful. And that's really tough to defend. And again, that block didn't quite close, and she took advantage and hit a blast right between the 2 hands.
Quick set, just out. Deep. And Western Christian, they're hanging right around there, just down by 2, but it is a must win. We're in the 3rd set.
They got to have this one. Yep, pressure's on them. They, no mental errors, no balls dropping that you can get to. No service errors, but still serve tough. You just got to execute.
Tried to go line, but it's out of bounds.
They tried to cut down there, and get another hitting error. Both teams a little sloppy starting set 3.
Dike-New Hartford, champions from the NICL East, and Western Christian, champions from the Lakes Conference. Down for the point, they found the corner.
Yeah, and that's one of the things we talked about for Dike-New Hartford is defense. Because you'll see Western Christian, they're going to hit the ball deep, short, angles, line. You've really got to play fundamental defense to dig the balls from Western Christian's diverse offense there.
Well, it looked like a good pass, a perfect set, nice attack, but then they ran into a brick wall, and you can see the bench for Western Christian all smiles and happy with that.
Exactly. Ultima and Gesink, the setter, were ready for that one, and they had it covered. Great block.
A 5-0 run for Western Christian. They're right back into this thing and have the lead at 12-11. Blocked, but out of bounds. 6-0 run.
And that's Winterfeld again using that block. Dike-New Hartford getting a little sloppy in some of their play. The fundamentals are down a little bit, and a good time for a timeout.
We've reached our first timeout here in the 3rd set, Class 2A championship. Here is Western Christian's huddle with Tammy Verbeek.
The little things, taking care of the ball. Oops. Grab that scarf or something, okay? Hey, make sure we're talking, next serving. Make sure we're in base and then we release. Watch hitter, okay? We're in this, ladies. Let's go, let's battle, fight. Yep. Stay aggressive. And remember to press at the net on the ball. Go get the ball on their side. Yes, let's go. Team, 1, 2, 3, team.
It's the little things, isn't it?
The fundamentals. It's just reminding, start your base of position. So each defensive position, you've got your base, and then you move depending on where the set goes. That's why the setter will sometimes dump in the middle because there's the base players in there. And then just pressing at the net, solid it's fundamentals of executing on both sides of the net.
In system to the outside, out of bounds. Didn't have a ton of options there.
Another hitting error, just a little bit off. set was a little bit off the net, and just you've got to find another way to get that ball in play. Again, just kind of a mental error, because you know where you're at. There's enough experience that you should know that you really can't hit that angle when the ball's that far off the net. You're going to have to do something different with the ball.
So the Wolfpack lead 14-11 over Dike-New Hartford here. Dike-New Hartford, though, leads the series 2-0. Great battle at the net, and it's Altena again. Great joust.
And again, it starts with that defense on the Western Christian side of the court. They've been disciplined about staying there to cover. And those overpasses puts the offensive player in a little bit of a hard position to try and turn around and defend that.
An 8-0 run. Make it 9-0. Dike-New Hartford has already used one timeout. And notice that Morgan is on the bench in this rotation. And Dike-New Hartford calls their second.
And Coop's been having some trouble handling the ball, getting the ball to the hitters on the outside. It's been a little bit too far of an outside set. Let's listen to the coach.
That sort of thing. Blockers, we got to press. We're leaning, shoulders are back. So we got to press forward, okay? Let's slide her, okay? Slide her on the 6, her out on the 5, her on the 1. All right, let's go.
And some of the same things that Coach Verbeek had mentioned, but basically the press on the block, no swinging up there, get up there and press over the net. And then just a couple hitting assignments on their hitting patterns, so 1, 5, and a 6. You may see a slide here, maybe an attack on the right side of the net to try and mix things up and get Western Christian caught off guard. Let's see if they do a slide to the back. Wasn't able to because the pass was off the net.
Still get a good swing on the outside. It's down for another point.
And again, that's what we're talking about, base position. Once you know where the set's going, you've got to get out on that outside angle line, and that Dike-New Hartford player and left back just did not have the discipline to get out there on that play.
17-11. Some outstanding serving from Peyton Harmson.
We jinxed her.
And then a service there. But you're fine with that as a coach, right? I mean.
Exactly. That was close. That was really close. But it's a very tough serving, aggressive serving. Oh, another tough serve.
And a service there.
She's that tough server. She was, again, #1 leader in 8 serves for their team.
So a 10-0 run has put Western Christian in the driver's seat in a must-win third set. But Dike-New Hartford is a 3-time defending state champion. Their rotation.
Good coverage. Look at that block coverage. You got players right behind the block in case it is blocked.
That time, squirting it through the block with a nice kill by Bailey Peterson, the freshman.
And Coop is really, those last 2 plays has really made some nice sets with kind of having to face the net and set lateral over her shoulder. That's really an advanced move. She's going to step right into you and I think, and pick up that offense pretty quickly there for Bobby Becker's team.
Out of bounds. One official said it wasn't touched, but the other official says it was touched. That's why you have 4 officials.
When it was touched, when it hit the antenna. So who touched it last when it hit the antenna? So they got it right. Goes back over to Western Christian. We'll look at it here. So it goes off the hands, and then it hits the antenna. So it's off Dike-New Hartford and point to Western Christian.
Good call, and the officials, of course, got it right. They've been doing an outstanding job all tournament long here in Cedar Rapids. There's another point. Holy buckets, 19-14.
Altina, one of the seniors, doesn't want to go home without a state championship, and she's bringing her A game here in this third set. She is their leading hitter. They're going to have to go to her to really make a dent in the attack for Western Christian.
Oh, can't get underneath that one. The outsides are proven to be fruitful for Western Christian.
And she's not a big player. Winterfield, a 5'8" sophomore, but she gets up and cranks on that ball. And you can kind of see how she turned her hand to kind of cut it inside that block. Beautiful cut shot.
Overpass. But miss hit. Poor contact, and it looks like the Wolfpack.
Again, just kind of a mental error. You're jumping early. The ball's behind you. You really can't swing that hard because it's going to go out. You've got to just play a little smarter when you're not in the right position to make those. Beautiful up.
A 14-3 run for Western Christian. That's out of bounds.
Wow. And Dike-New Hartford, uncharacteristic hitting errors, serving errors.
Getting rattled a little bit here in the Class 2A championship match in the third set.
Oh.
4 contacts.
Yep. So it looks like it hits the block, but it just hits the tape of the net and bounces back, and that is a 4 contact. You only get 3, so quite a showing, impressive showing here in set 3 by Western Christian.
There's a service error, but I do believe the damage has been done. The Wolfpack had to win this set.
I don't think they're ready to take that 5-hour bus trip back home yet.
They have worked too hard all season long to get to this moment.
Nice,
alive.
Beautiful dig by Weber. And on the other side by Harmson. Some awesome defense.
Oh my.
Joust at the net off Dike-New Hartford.
Again, it goes out of bounds, but his last touch, as you mentioned, Sandy, by a Dike-New Hartford player. That's 8 kills for Winterfeld.
A little more aggressive at the net, a little more stronger blocking.
Brings up set point.
Tough.
But again, that's a player who carried you behind the service line.
Oh yeah, exactly. She's not liking herself over there right now, but you know, that's it. You make a mistake, you got to come right back in it and get your head in the game after a mistake. So, ooh, 2 errors.
Attack air.
You know, both teams having some issues with some uncharacteristic, unforced hitting errors.
And I tell you what, even if Dike doesn't come all the way back to win this, which is very tough to do, they could take some momentum having strung together a couple points here. But it is Western Christian, 44-3 overall. 13 times they've been a state champion, 3 years in a row. The runner-up to Dike-New Hartford. That's a statement game right there. 25-17 the final. We're going to the 4th set, but first, a break. Now Iowa Public Television brings you highlights from last weekend's 2014 high school girls swimming and diving championships. Here again, my good friend, Paul Yeager.
Back in Marshalltown at the YMCA, it's time for the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Swimming and Diving Championships. Let's get into it now with the 100 breaststroke. Here are your lane assignments. Sydney Angel in 4, Mariah Ross in 5, Lexi Winnett is in lane 6 from Johnston. Good clean start, they're into the pool, all 8 lanes. Take a look at that jump. Just impressive power by these ladies. There's the first turn, that's a look at Sydney Angel from Pleasant Valley in the Quad Cities. She and her teammates had a great meet. And it would be performances like this. You can see Angel continues with a great lead. She'll swim next year at the University of Arkansas and cruises here. She was a runner-up a year ago. Now, she's a state champion.
Last year, coming second, I really just wanted to try and give it my all and try to see if I could get there. So, and this year I did, so it's pretty exciting.
One of the other events that Angel was in, the 200 medley relay. This is 4 strokes, the butterfly, the backstroke, the breaststroke, and then it ends with freestyle. We start there with the butterfly to begin. Very good start here. And they'll make the turn, and again, getting a little wet if you're a little too close to the pool here in Marshalltown. It's a good exchange here. You have to wait until the previous swimmer gets to the edge of the pool, and that's what got Pleasant Valley in trouble. They would win this race, but because the swimmer left too early, Waukee is your champion in the 200 medley, with Cedar Falls second and Ames third.
There you see where we are, the 4th set. Western Christian had to win the 3rd. They did in dramatic fashion. And here are some of the highlights as they put on a clinic and went on a 10-0 run and just took over. It looked like Dike might have been starting to get out the brooms and trying to sweep their rival Western Christian here, but of course we knew it wouldn't be that easy, and this had to go at least 4 and potentially 5.
Exactly. Just, a really good comeback. We talked about mental toughness from Western Christian after being down 2-0, and they really showed it in that match. And hoping to push it to set 5 to win their state championship and take the 4-peat away from Dike-New Hartford.
Well, there's a statement right out of the gates.
And that's the way to do it if you want to do it. That Ultima, great basketball player on the state championship team, now trying to win a state volleyball title.
Big smile from our head coach, Tammy Verbeek. And a point. And Dike-New Hartford's on the board.
It's going to be punch and counter punch here, I think. So didn't really talk much about offenses, but you'll see Western Christian running a 5-1. So their setter right now is in the right back position, releasing to come up and set 3 offensive players in the front row. And again, getting that setup to the front is going to be critical for them to have a good offense. So again, a poor pass. The setter had a hard time running it down, and a hitting error. And that's that starts with that good pass.
So identical score as to where we are in our sets. 2-1. Dike with the lead in both this set and overall in the match.
Great back set. I think Gesink, for the setter for Western Christian, Gesink's going to have to really mix things up a little more. She did there. That back set was beautiful. Nice kill on the right side of the court.
The element of surprise. Who is she going to set it to?
Oh.
And that time, no one is covering up on the back side. Good job cutting around the side of the block.
And that defensive player was in perfect position, kind of knowing it was coming that direction.
Little miscommunication on the side of the Wolfpack.
You'll actually see both teams running a 5-1. You'll see the setter release out of the back row to go set the ball. They're both coming out of the back row. Both Coop for Dike-New Hartford and Gesink for Western Christian. Having a hard time running the offense because their passes haven't been there, so they've had to scramble to get to that second ball.
Again, Sandy Stewart joining me, Eric Braley, as we're broadcasting the Class 2A championship match. After this, we'll have the Class 1A championship final. Aggressive play by the setter. Does it pay off? You betcha. That's Rachel Coop.
Yeah, she's an offensive threat up there, a setter, but she really knows how to take the ball over on the second hit. So if there's no blocker, she's going to take it over and get that kill.
So what do you like about the 5-1 offense?
It's kind of like having one quarterback. You just rarely have 2 quarterbacks. Just talk to Kirk Ferentz. No, you just want one quarterback on the field, on the floor to really lead it. And she's the general out there. People get used to the same kind of release. And you know who's going to get that second ball. So kind of your captain, your second coach on the court with a 5-1 offense. And most teams now are running a 5-1. You've got that one setter, and then she's an offensive threat in the front row. Comes out of the back row to set 3 hitters. Close one there.
Wow, I thought that potentially was.
Close. It was close. Sometimes I think I really applaud the officials because it doesn't look pretty. Doesn't mean it's illegal.
Sure.
So
I was just reading the nonverbal communication, and she knew that it wasn't.
And even you have to play with the result of that bad technique. It may not be a pretty play, but it's not illegal, and you've got to deal with it.
I think Harmsen was just more frustrated at herself that it was a pour up. Wow, look at the scrappiness, the fight out of Western Christian.
Yeah, just really covering the court.
But it is Dike-New Hartford with the 5-3 lead, and the rally goes on.
Beautiful outside set.
Push and right on that sideline.
They're having some success on the right side attack with both the tip and the cutback, and that's that sophomore over there, Feenstra, is doing a nice job on the right side for Western Christian. Beautiful serve. Oh.
And an aggressive play again, and I think Coop's starting to realize that she has to do a little bit more than just setting her teammates here if she wants Dike-New Hartford to win their 4th straight championship.
And a little mistiming by the offensive player for, I think it was Moss, just mistimed a little bit. She saw that big ball coming and wanted to kill it and just didn't quite have the right timing for it.
Nice up by Peterson.
Yeah.
Tooled out of bounds, last touch.
Looks like that was going out of bounds off to Dike-New Hartford, and little freshman, Sydney Peterson back there serving for Dike-New Hartford.
Pretty awesome when a freshman can step in and be your libero.
and your twin sister's playing in the front row.
That's
got to
be fun.
Pretty cool.
Again, growing up around the sport of volleyball, and again, both these communities, if you're just joining us, this is the 32nd appearance to the state tournament for Western Christian, 14th straight trip to state. 13 times they have been a state champion, and for Dike-New Hartford, it's the 25th trip to state. And for them, they've won 3 straight titles, all of them over Western Christian.
Yeah, pretty amazing run for these two programs, these two schools. So we've got a little delay. I've got Morgan's tying her shoelace up there. Can't have a loose shoe. Very good.
Safety first.
Sorry, that's actually Kara Moss up there.
Service air.
You know, and that's unfortunate. You're ready to serve, and then all of a sudden you hear the whistle, and then you kind of have to get yourself together again, and here you have a service here. So you see that a lot. If there's any kind of play and momentum or stop and play, you kind of have to refocus, and common to see an error like that.
Well, concentration is such a big part of this sport, isn't it? Big part of it.
It's so much mental anymore. You know, you just really got to keep your head in the game the whole time, and in a way that you really don't overthink it. You know, just from your practice, all the hours you put into practice, go out and respond and have fun.
Well, Moss has that shoe tied up nicely, and she got a kill. And now a service ace. It's hard. Again, guarding that back line. How do you know when to let that ball whiz by you?
And she's got a great float serve. It looked like it was going to float out, and it just all of a sudden took a drop. And Dike players back there, New Hartford, thought it was going to go out, and they watched it drop right in front of it. Again, boy, they're making that setter work over there for Dike-New Hartford.
Coop tracks it down.
She's having to run all over to get that ball.
You said an average match.
Oh,
the setter runs about 4 miles.
4 or 5 miles.
I think she might be in the double digits by the end of tonight.
Should put a pedometer on her and see how many steps she gets in the match. Yeah, that setter is running all over for that second ball. If you're not passing the ball, you're making her life pretty difficult. So.
Well, the Wolverines jumped out to that lead, but now the Wolf Pack has come storming back.
Pretty good coverage on that back attack by Morgan.
And we talked about Dike-New Hartford having won 3 straight against Western Christian. Well, 2 years ago, they were down 2-0 and had to win the next 3, and they did. Last year, I believe, was Western Christian won the first set, and Dike-New Hartford had to come back. Yeah, so now it's Western Christian.
More blocks like that, and they're going to be in this match, especially against the 6'5". When you're 5'10" and you block a 6'5" player, you get pretty excited.
It's kind of like a slam dunk or hitting a grand slam home run. It's just a huge rush of adrenaline.
That was great. Another tough one. Boy, 1-point set, 1-point game.
Brianna Weber has a dozen kills, leading the way for the Wolverines.
And we've got our setter in the back row for UNI, so she'll have 3 options to go to when she's setting now.
Wow. Down the line they go. 10 kills.
That was Winterfeld again. She was having a phenomenal tournament.
10 kills.
She was getting up and just swinging. Love to see that. No fear in a sophomore.
Oh, setter's dump. No one's at home.
You know, and even though she's a back row player, she's not jumping, so the ball is below the level of the net. She can do that. If she was up in the air and hitting it over, it would be an illegal attack as a back row attacker. But you're not expecting that when she's on the ground, but she's got such a soft touch, and they're not waiting for that ball, second ball over, and very sneaky.
Sneaky, smart play. Good decision for
yep.
Rachel Coop is having a nice year. Goes out of bounds.
And Gesink says right back at you, if you can do that, I can do that. Took Dike-New Hartford off balance, and she got the point for him.
Well, hopefully our viewers are enjoying this one wherever you're watching, whether it's on the air or online. This has been a fun day of high school volleyball championships, and well, we kind of circled this two-way one just because of the history between these programs and how evenly matched they are.
Exactly. You look at this set here, like you knew that even being down 2-0, Western Christian came back, and this is, you know, their season's on the line right here with Western Christian, and Dike-New Hartford's ready for that 4-peat. They want to put this one away now and not have to try and go 5 and win it in 5.
Good pass. Nice block by Dike-New Hartford.
Oh, another error.
So it's tied at 12 apiece. There you see the student section for Dike-New Hartford. There's always a banana in the student section. Barb Randall and I were talking about that. There's someone always brings the banana costume.
We'll have to see if we can get a shot of that here next time out. So.
And the student section just really has come out for every match today in full force.
School spirit is strong and alive with girls high school volleyball in Iowa.
My favorite part is when they cheer back and forth.
Yep. Get a little cheer competition between before the game between the. And you see, boys and girls out cheering on the girls teams here. It's great. Dike-New Hartford, another hitting area. It's just almost
There's
like
the banana, by the way.
There he is. The banana with that, and we'll have to figure out what that's all about. Dike-New Hartford. They brought their Fruit Loops, or I don't know what's going on up there. So.
I tell you what, if they won 3 straight championships, they better keep that outfit.
Exactly.
13-12. We have an outstanding one brewing here in the Class 2A final.
Yeah, their number 1 server, Brianna Weber, trying to go for that deep line and just didn't quite catch it.
Trying to be aggressive.
Yep.
And this is a good rotation for Western Christian. Winterfeld is so strong behind that service line. Block. Yep. Points Western Christian.
And that Emma Ultima, 15 for Western Christian, and really, when she's on her game, she controls that net. Blocking, attacking, some very aggressive play up there.
Leader in kills, a .423 attack percentage, averaging almost 4 kills per set, and then blocks over 120 in the regular season. A point, though, for Dike-New Hartford, and it's like a teeter-totter. It's back and forth.
Match, punch and counter punch. And those serves, you think about it, it's a net serve, the concentration to stay with that ball and pass it. Kudos to, I think it was Sydney Peterson over there passing that ball. Those are, they look easy. She makes it look easy. That's really tough to do. There she is again for the...
In the net, called against Western Christian. It was an unorthodox play.
I think she was trying to get out of the way and fell, and her body must have caught the net. We see that, her shoulder caught it. It looks like she almost twisted her ankle or knee or something, but luckily she got up without an injury.
Block attempt. And nobody's at home in the back row. When you have that flurry of activity right there, it's hard for the defenses to get set. That's the 4th kill for Dike-New Hartford's Lizzie Blau, the senior. And a timeout called by Western Christian, trailing by 2. Let's go inside the Wolfpack.
Be consistent, watch it into your platform, push it up to Jamie. We need all 3 hitters calling for the ball and going in for it, okay? We could try 2, and Emma on the right and Erica holding the middle. Okay, let's try to swing Emma middle, but it's an option for us, okay? All right?
No, we're fine.
Yep, yeah, we're right here. Now we need this pass, okay? First 3-option pass, get it back, and then we defend, okay? Yep. Talk to each other, let them know what they got. Emma had triple ones, make sure we're talking. Okay, team, 1, 2, 3, team.
You know what I like, Sandy, about just so calm.
Yeah.
It's not like this is down by 2, we have to win this if we want to win a state title. If the coach is calm, chances are her players are going to feed off that.
Just her calm demeanor is going to communicate, hey, we're in this. Let's just focus on fundamentals. She's talked about getting that strong platform, which is your passing arm, your passing platform, getting the pass up there. Beautiful pass. There it goes, just like that.
And if we have, which I'm sure we do, a number of young girls watching this broadcast, these are their fundamentals.
That's right.
So when you're practicing it, that's what you need to do.
Get your arms out there nice and strong and straight, and get a platform that the ball is directed right up to that center.
A 3-point advantage for Dike-New Hartford.
Even though Dike's not blocking the ball, they're getting their hand on it.
That's a block right there.
That time. Exactly. And again, Emma Ultima, 6-foot senior, really controlling that up there.
Well, she's one of the players that's going on to play.
Yep, at Dort College up in Sioux Center, Iowa.
Good up, but unable to hit it over the net. And it's now 18-15 as we head on down the home stretch. Played at 25, win by 2. You can see on your screen in the upper left corner the yellow numbers. That's the set. Dike-New Hartford If they win this third set, they are your Class 2A champion.
Now you got your 6'5" player back in the court. Boy, those serving errors hurt. Again, a freshman back there. That's tough. But she's staying in there and playing strong.
18-16.
Another sophomore here. Boy, they've got a lot of young players on both teams.
And it's an ace. Well, Western Christian, again, graduated 6 players, 6 seniors off last year's team.
And you look at 2 serving errors, a serving ace and a serving error, and you've got 2 points just like that. Boom, boom.
Big swing.
That's tough to take when you're in a championship match.
But Dike-New Hartford responds. Both teams have played very tough schedules, so they're battle-tested and ready for this. I think listening into the huddle in that first set, Tammy Verbeek said, hey, this is a war. This is going to go right down to the wire.
You're going to have your errors and mistakes, but who's going to be the mental tough team to come through?
Wow.
Brianna Weber up and swinging strong.
The University of Northern Iowa volleyball commit.
Whew. That is a beautiful down the line. See how she came up and turned her shoulders of her arm and just crunched the ball right down the line.
Dike-New Hartford back on top, 20-17.
Get that little angle and stay high, and we're going cross. Okay, we're not trying to snap it down, 10-foot line. Okay, we're staying high. Don't forget about yourself, your front row, right? So if it comes quick, it's been working, doesn't have to paint the line, right? So keep it in, okay, give us time. You, the setter, will bring the ball deep. Stay back there, all right? You've got the tip up here. Taylor, you got it here, all right? Let's go.
Really good tips here because the setters burned them a couple times on some second balls over deep, some short, so just staying in your position and be ready for that. And as far as the attack, they're trying to kill the ball down in the blocks there. You're not going to take it anywhere. So also keeping the ball a little higher off the hands and hitting deeper into the court as Western Christian tends to pull up into the court. Oh, beautiful back row attack.
Looking to build on a 3-point lead. Block, point, Dike-New Hartford.
When you got a 6'5" blocker up there, you've got to find a way to either chip or hit around. It's tough to hit around.
I mean, this is
beautiful,
textbook.
beautiful. I mean, her hands are over the net. Just, like you said, a big roof up there. You can't really hit around it. You've got to tip.
And be playing for University of Wisconsin. Nice block. And matching. That's Kara Moss, the junior middle hitter.
Punch and counter punch. Hanging in there.
Again, Ankeny Centennial swept Bettendorf in the 10 a.m. match to be the Class 5A champion. Harlan defeated West Delaware 3-1 to be the 4A champ. It was Solon sweeping Mount Vernon 3-0 to be your Class 3A champion. And we're here in Class 2A, a championship trophy to hand out. Dike-New Hartford 3 points away from winning their 4th straight. Western Christian trying to break the streak and force that 5th set.
They've got Morgan up there swinging away. But look at that dig by that little back row player. But
how'd Peterson get underneath that?
Couldn't quite run it down.
22-19.
So Western Christian hanging tough.
They went on a 10-0 run when it was this rotation with the libero Harmson back to serve.
Another really good serve. Again, that poor setter's having to chase that down.
There's one.
Again, serving and passing. Basic fundamentals really win the game, and looking like a timeout here. They don't want to get any closer than they are.
Down to the wire we go. Western Christian trails by 2. Let's listen into their huddle.
Gotta stay in base. Then we'll release. At their point of contact, get your weight set and defend as hard as you can. Press on the blocks. Okay, everybody's calling for the ball and wanting the ball, okay? Right now it comes down to guts. We can do this. Come through, come on, come on. Fight, 1, 2, 3, fight.
I love it. Come down, it just really comes down to guts right now. No butterflies in your stomach. You got to have that mental toughness, that fortitude to just play. Your back's against the wall. You've got to win this. And a good communication. You've got to talk to each other. Make sure you're calling for the ball. You want the ball. The big players who are the champions, they want the ball in the tough situations.
These ladies have grown up around the sport of volleyball, waiting for this moment, and a much-needed side out for Dike-New Hartford there.
You know, and that is not an easy serve to pass. I mean, that is a really tough serve, and Dike-New Hartford stepped up and passed it beautifully. Again, you got to want the ball when the pressure is on. When the game's on the line, the champions want the ball.
23-20. Dike-New Hartford needs 2 more points to win their 4th straight title. Over the block, nice up.
Yep, great defense, great court coverage.
Kept alive.
Looks like it might be a free ball. Let's see what they do. No, they actually got an attack out of that.
Little tip. Down to the court to keep it alive.
Good coverage there as well. Oh, look
nice
at this
rally.
Great rally. That's it. Look at that, beautiful.
Patience is a virtue, and it's the Wolfpack who win that battle.
Let's watch that. Beautiful inside the block. After we thought the ball was down, they kept it alive and got a great attack out of it on the outside.
Good quick set, but the block was there. Oh my.
A little hesitation, hitting error.
Western Christian's back squarely pressed against the wall.
Got your setter in the back row now for Western Christian. You've got a little more offensive attack. It's like,
Big side out there, and that brings up match point. 24-22, and one of the leaders back to serve for Dike-New Hartford. Western Christian setting to the middle. And it's down for a point.
That is really a gutsy play by Western Christian to be able to pass the ball with your hands and then get ready to attack.
Still match point, but a good rotation for Western Christian. Tough serving into the net. Wow. And Dike-New Hartford wins the Class 2A championship for the 4th consecutive year over Western Christian.
That's tough. You know, I just kind of had a feeling. It's like on a match point, jump serve, that's a pretty aggressive play, but you know, you've been doing it all year. Kudos to going for the effort, but great victory by Dike-New Hartford, and Western Christian's going to have to wait 1 more year to come back and try and take it home.
Some incredible individual performances and 2 of the best teams, 2 of the best programs in the history of Iowa high school volleyball, congratulating each other before the all-tournament team and the presentation of the championship and runner-up trophies.
No doubt. You know, and we've got both teams here have a lot of underclassmen. They're going to be back. It's disheartening. It's very heartbreaking when you see a team lose. You know, they've given so much energy and effort to get here, come all the way from Hull, Iowa. You know, they had a good showing. They came back and won Game 3. But just not quite enough for Game 4, and you see the heartbreak on the faces of the Western Christian Wolfpack. And conversely, you know, for Pete, you know, talk about a legacy. These players are leaving that their mothers left 20 years ago at Dike-New Hartford. They're here doing the same thing now. So I get emotional because you think about how much energy they put into the game. All the fans that are here supporting them. You hear the Dike-New Hartford fans here. I think they're filling up probably half of the arena here. And a great win for a team with many returning starters that are going to return next year for 2015.
Well, let's honor some student athletes for the Class 2A All-Tournament team.
Girls Athletic Union Board of Directors member Greg Thomas and Executive Director Mike Dick. Presenting the 2014 2A All-Tournament team is John Sandbothy, Regional Manager for the Iowa Farm Bureau. Your 2014 Class 2A All-Tournament team, Lizzie Blau, Dike-New Hartford. Emma Altina, Western Christian. Becca Pagel, Sumner Fredericksburg. Anna Keel, Unity Christian. Brianna Weber, Dike-New Hartford. Jamie Gasink, Western Christian. And your 2A captain from Dike-New, Hartford, Rachel Koop.
The all-tournament team, 3 players from Dike-New, Hartford, Blau, Weber, and Koop. 2 players from Western Christian, Altena and Gasink, and the captain, Rachel Koop. Pretty impressive all-tournament team for Class 2A.
Very impressive. You know, probably all those kids are going to go on and play, continue their career at universities, and it really speaks well for the state of Iowa to have such phenomenal talent coming out of all classes here at the state tournament. There you get a picture of the all-tournament team.
Now let's hand out some championship trophies.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Class 2A state volleyball runner-up, the Western Christian Wolfpack and head coach Tammy Verbeek. And now your 2014 2A champions, Coach Diane Harms and the Wolverines from Dike-New, Hartford.
Hoist the trophy high. Dike-New, Hartford, your Class 2A champions for the 4th straight year, and for the 4th straight year, they had to go through Western Christian, an outstanding team and program. Western Christian 44-4, state runners-up, and Dike-New, Hartford 40-3. They dealt with adversity. One of their top players wasn't with them for a solid month and a half, but Dike-New, Hartford dug deep and defeated Western Christian 3-1.
Yeah, just a great championship for Dike-New, Hartford. Talking with the players before the match and kind of asked about what's their preparation for a match like this. And it's every match they have a quiet time, a kind of pre-game meditation. They visualize together. The power of the mind is so important in every sport, but especially volleyball. So, and then they get crazy. They do cheers and chants and they get fired up. So, you know, it's that mental calm that stays with them, I think, throughout the match, of keeping that visualization of what the outcome needs to be.
Mentally and physically, Dike-New, Hartford had it tonight. They are your Class 2A champions. And we have one more championship left. We'll be back with Holy Trinity and Central Lyon going toe-to-toe for the Class 1A championship title. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Iowa High School Girls Volleyball Championships right here on Iowa Public Television.
Funding for the Iowa Girls High School Volleyball Championships is provided by
The path to greatness starts early. The Iowa Farm Bureau believes in Iowa's youth and their pursuit of greatness. That's why we're proud to be the title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Each student's effort is important, and when one rises, we all rise to a better Iowa.
Whether you live in rural Iowa or in the big city, the Iowa Network Services family of companies and your local provider are working together to keep you connected by offering technology and business solutions like internet, data networking, and other business services. The INS family of companies keeping communities connected today and tomorrow.
Fairway, along with Mondelez Nabisco, Wells Blue Bunny, and Frito-Lay, is a proud sponsor of the 2014 Iowa Girls High School Sports Championships. We congratulate all the schools and student athletes participating in this year's Girls High School State Volleyball Championships. Fairway, proud to care for the places we work and live.
By Musco Lighting, the sports lighting specialist, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.
Mid-American Energy and their Energy Advantage programs are dedicated to increasing the awareness of energy efficiency in Iowa's homes and businesses. Information is at midamericanenergy.com. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
You're viewing Iowa Public Television, celebrating 45 years as your statewide network.